Whenever I talk with someone, and you can work with, and I've worked with thousands of people over the last 6 going on 7 years now, and the more successful people, or however you define success, it's relative in so many cases. Once you step outside of finances, right? Because all of your people, they're achievers, they're succeeders. It's not about the finances. That's a reward for them achieving, but it's your routine. And especially, I call this the great reset, everything that's happening right now, because I'm always trying to put things into the positive. Yes, there are some tragic things that have happened, but it's making people connect on a different level into the basic fundamentals. And one of the fundamentals is, are you setting yourself up for success daily? Are you getting up, moving your body? I get up early, 4:30, and I start moving my body around, not only because it's one of the few times I can get when my son's not driving me bonkers. I love my son, but let's be real. I need that special time for myself to kind of recharge my juices, to think. And your routine is so important, because routines, when it comes to success isn't, and we talked about this, and everyone, I don't mean to diarrhea all over you or just blah, but
Oh, I love it. Keep going.
this is just how I'm wired this way. But success isn't this giant ball that in November you're just going to crush it. Yes, you are going to crush it, but those other 10 months prior, you did things to achieve it. You start your lead generation early. I work with entrepreneurs. I work with people who are just so driven to be successful. And, we start our lead generation at a certain time. We make sure that we're prospecting. We're making sure we're engaging in conversations. We're making sure we're giving every single time and giving everything. That is our habits that we intentionally etch out. One of the worst things you can do is to make success an accident. Do not make success an accident. That's going to hurt you long term. It's going to affect your confidence. It's going to affect your wherewithal. It's going to affect your ability to reproduce it. But it's, going back to what we originally talked about, is making sure that you have a successful routine or habit. I always get my clients, I am always pressing them, we need to optimize your schedule. Is it really successful? And that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to work harder. Most of the time it's working smarter. Do you have a break built into your day? What are you doing to connect with your family more and your friends more? We know you're going to be successful. That's by design. By design, you're going to be successful. You will be successful when working, because that's what we do. But it's making sure the yacht that you're building towards, make sure you're not on it by yourself, right?
Right.
But yeah, success is, it's not this condition. It's a habit. It's a ritual.
And I can't make somebody pursue a worthwhile dream. I can paint the worthwhile dream, but in pursuing it, there's some fundamentals to happiness. You're talking about these habits that allow you to get into that pursuit at a higher, bigger, deeper, faster level, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And leveraging what works is also leveraging what's inside of you and how you're wired. You and I are wired differently than, like, my 88-year-old mother has always been wired differently. And she used to be upset at me. You're just like your father. Well, my dad and I were wired very similar. We had similar communication styles. But just because we were go, go, go people didn't mean that we didn't have to come back and nurture that self-time. We're just wired differently, and we nurtured it differently. So in talking to all the different groups, like my mom used to sew our clothes. That gave her a great deal of joy. Being by herself, achieving that sewing. Now my sister and I still sometimes dress alike. So we're 16 months apart. She used to just sew the same thing and put us in two of the same outfits about the same different size. But that brought her joy. And then as my dad's business grew, she had to keep finding that ability to find that time within herself, because in looking back, I see now in her 80s how she gets in that mode in the morning and finds her joy. She operates this and so strong. So my personal opinion is this helps you live long and live strong, like it does my mom. So for people who are wired differently, how do you help them find those things that help them regroup?
I love what you said about your mom, and it's a great example of your mom and your dad and just like your sister and everything, because I never speak in absolutes, right? Because the big thing is the things we or other people, your viewers, we're all wired a little differently. However, we all I like to think largely that we all are building towards something that we want, whether we're conscious of that or not. We're all building towards something that we want. But a big thing with happiness, a big thing that find you excitement, big things that drive you is recognizing what makes me happy won't make you happy, and it's finding you're happy in that special, unique way. You mentioned what your mom loves. That's her happy. And when I'm with someone, it's recognizing like, what did you used to do that brought you a lot of excitement? Because oftentimes happy and doing fun things, that's gonna be the first thing that goes. I've seen this thousands of times. Doing something fun is one of the first thing that goes when we start working towards something, because we start thinking that, oh gosh, different things like if I start having fun, I'm going to be taken away from it when that recharges you. But it's getting people to go back to that kind of core person. And I'm always letting people know, like, everything that we needed to know, we learned when we were a kid. It's playing. You didn't know if you would like to ride the bike down the hill, with no hands, but guess what? You got curious about it and tried it. Next, boom, you find it. So it's about getting curious. It's about people recognizing that oftentimes we know what it is. We just need the right questions, the powers and the questions. And those questions kind of, it's not telling people, but it's getting people curious about it. Curiosity is a form of playing, by the way. It's fun to be curious. That's why we like detective shows. That's why we like these mysteries. They're fun.